Hey folks, up here in New Hampshire on a beautiful rainy day, looking at some 22s. 22 is really a great caliber because you could shoot all day for virtually nothing, and especially today with the extremely high costs of ammunition for normal calibers, 9mm 40-45 or 5.56, 7.62 by 39, any of the kind of big boy centerfire cartridges. They're just very expensive. Rimfires provide the shooter the opportunity to do a lot of practice for very little money. Have a couple of different rimfires here on the table. We've actually got the this is a Taurus, and I've had this little Taurus revolver for an awful long time, I think 15 years or something, and it's a great tool for teaching new shooters, people who are not familiar with the double action revolver, both the operation of single action and then double action, as well as how to load and unload a revolver. So that's something I've really enjoyed having, and it's certainly earned its its use. The next gun is the Ruger 2245, and I just really like this gun because the grip angle is very similar to that, virtually identical, of course, to a 1911 45. So I really like it, and this is a relatively inexpensive handgun. I think I paid a couple $100 used for it, and have shot thousands of rounds through it. And Rugers are just fabulous handguns. They last forever and ever and ever, and very durable. Love that gun. And then this is a Browning Buckmark target pistol that my wife gave me a number of years ago. One of my best Christmas presents ever. And this is really designed more for bullseye shooting. It has an exceptionally nice trigger, and of course has the grip designed for the classic one-hand stance, so you rest your thumb there. I often, probably more often than not, will actually shoot conventional two-handed stance, and this doesn't bother me, although I've thought occasionally of swapping it out. So we're now going to shoot, and we've got some steel out front, and just kind of give you an idea of the operation of the gun and what it looks like shooting it. Hey folks, we're up here today and continuing our discussion about the 22 cartridge and 3 handguns that I own that I think are tremendously fun and useful from both a training standpoint and a plinking standpoint. What I have here is the Taurus 94. This is a 9-shot revolver. I mentioned yesterday it's a 10-shot. I obviously had a brain disconnect, but it's a 9-shot double action revolver. I've owned it for a number of years, and so we've got a play out here. I'm going to shoot a few actions, a few shots single action and a few shots double action, and just give you a sense of what that looks like. So those were double action, now we're single action. So there you have it. Pretty straight ahead, very nice gun, very easy to use. And one thing you'll notice, if you don't clean your firearms or haven't cleaned them recently, and you've been shooting a lot of 22s, 22s are extremely dirty. The round is extremely dirty. So now as I'm pressing on the ejector rod, it's just like seized up. So what I do is I just push it against something. So obviously I need to do it, give it a good firm cleaning, and that's my plan. So that's the 22 by Taurus, the double action revolver, which is really a great trainer and excellent for anybody who wants to learn how to use a double action revolver, as well as the operating of that, loading, unloading, and the like. Okay, now we're going to talk about the 2245 by Ruger. Great 22, especially for those of you who are interested in learning the operating system of a conventional 1911. One of the things you'll note here is the placement of the various, the slide release, the magazine the magazine eject, and the safety are right in the same places you would find them basically in a 1911, so that makes it very easy for training people. You know, where is that safety? How do I operate it? Where is the, you know, when I want to eject the magazine, where is the magazine eject button to do that? Where is the slide release? So again, exact same feel and grip angle as a 1911. So from that standpoint, really very easy to shoot this gun a lot, and there's no recoil. It's very inexpensive to shoot. And most importantly, it's a ton of fun to shoot. So let's go ahead and shoot a few rounds. .22, .45. Again, very, very nice gun, very easy to shoot, and a great one to put in your safe if you don't own one. And the last gun is the Browning Buckmark .22 target pistol. Again, this has a very, very wonderfully light trigger, which makes accuracy very easy, and it's a bullseye gun. So it does have the thumb place set up so that when you're doing the classic one-handed bullseye stance, you've got a place to rest your thumb or place your thumb on that. And so, you know, that look. I normally shoot this firearm, in fact most of my firearms, I shoot them in a very conventional two-handed stance. The accuracy of the Browning is pretty gosh darn amazing. And in fact, that last group that I shot, if we zoom into the camera, on the camera here, and we're going to zoom in here, what you're going to see is a fairly, I think you'll see it here, a fairly tight little, that big cluster of shots that is probably about 2 inches, maybe an inch across, is all from the Browning. The other shots are a little wider, I shoot a little faster, and those were from the either the Taurus or the Ruger. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you'll find that .22s are not only inexpensive, but a very effective way to train, and specifically to teach new shooters and get them comfortable with operating the handgun and with the safety aspects of manipulating any firearm. So I hope you enjoyed this. Take care of yourself and stay safe.